Well, this is February, and doesn't really look like much of a February, at least not the way I like to see February. But we've waited almost to the very end of the month, and we're just not getting any snow. That's the kind of winter this has been, and so because of that, before we walk around to look at not much of anything in the garden, I'm going to step into the mini barn here and take a trip back in time. And by that I mean we're going to go back 10 years to the February 2010 garden video and show you a little more what I like to see February like. So even though February in many ways is a very dreary, dark month and bleak, in other ways February can be actually magical. Let me show you. I'm just going to close this door. Then when I open the door again, magic! February magic! Pretty neat, huh? So there you have it. Now, the garden looks a lot different than it did 10 years ago, and the weather today is a lot different than it was 10 years ago. But that's the way it goes these days. And Cassie came out, and she's exploring around. And like I say, there's not really much to show you. I mean, bed one is still empty. There's still the old compost heap because I have not started yet to put that out on the beds. I still have yet to kind of prop this guy up and get him ready for actual planting. Did decide I'm gonna do a variety of pumpkin in there. I'm gonna try a variety of pumpkin just for fun, and I'm gonna do the summer squash out in the garden because I had pretty good luck with that last year. And I think my main problem last year with the grow house was just too many plants. And you can see Frankie is over here in bed number, what did I decide to call this? 1, 2, 3, I think. And everything is looking very vacant. In fact, this is probably as bleak as the garden gets. No snow and February. By the time March comes around, you can start seeing some things. Oh, but you know what? I do have something here. Now, I don't know if you can see that very well. Right there and right there. Those are the garlic coming up. And, there's quite a few of them, actually. There's one right there and a couple right there and there. In fact, there's quite a bit of it coming up now that I'm looking. And that's not unusual for them to start pushing through the ground, especially when the late winter is acting very mild. And it has been. I mean, it's still sort of miserable most days and wet. This is kind of typical for February, this day that we're having today. We're supposed to have some rain tomorrow. But anyway, that's pretty much, there ain't much to show you, except for it's always fun to see the grass that's growing green in the greenhouse, because it stays so warm in here when you get the least little bit of sun. And we've brought the plant, what I use for plant racks in from the family room, because they were just sort of an eyesore in there. But I think we can actually utilize them in here as another layer for starting seedlings. So that'll be fun. You know, I don't even think there's anything else to show you. You know, I mean, come on out of there, Frankie boy. The asparagus bed out back is. I left this door open. I'm not supposed to leave this door open because you guys aren't allowed in here. So hang on a little minute. Let me rectify this situation, and I'll be right back. Okay, Dachshund's safely whisked out of the mini barn. There's just too much trouble to get into in there to let them explore around. And like I say, there's really nothing to see out here. The good news is that not only have I placed my seed order for this year, but almost everything that's due in has come in. I think I have one bean order that's Vortex green beans. It's not due till the end of March, but it doesn't matter because they don't get started till very late. Over here at the pond, it too is at its kind of ugliest. At least when it's cold in the winter, it's iced over and it looks kind of pretty. But now kind of devoid of frogs and most wildlife. The fish they're in there, but they're just sort of half hibernating, which is what they do in the winter. There's really not much to look at, although the perennial fancy moss there you can see is getting green, and it does very early typically. So the rest of the backyard looks pretty bleak too, but it's greener than usual because it's been warmer and wetter than usual. But I think that's pretty much gonna do it. Here comes Cassie. So this is Marvin Gardens, February 2020, and we'll see you next month in March, which may not look a whole different than it does right now out here, but at least we'll have some seedlings going under the lights, and I'll be able to show you that stuff, because the beginning of March or early March is when we actually start planting again, so that's going to be fun. All right, we'll see you all next month in March. This is Marvin Gardens, February 2020. Bye, guys, and have a great rest of the winter. I hope you're having a better one than I am. I like snow, and we haven't had any, so it's not fun. But it's nice to look forward to getting into the garden again. So we'll see you later. Bye.